Hello guys, welcome back to Euro Truck Simulator 2. The situation RMD career here, that's what we are doing, part number 3 I think. So in the last video we at the end we repaid the 50,000 that we loaned to get this truck next to the 100,000 that we still have to repay. But as you can see, still the bank hasn't collected for today. It's like 7:40 in-game time, and they usually collect around midday. I mean, noon. So that's what's going on. So we are gonna have to pay 2,800 in a few virtual hours. That's what's going on. So the idea now is to get the money amount somewhere around 50,000-60,000. Then go back to the bank, do a 400,000 loan, or probably gonna do 4 times 100,000. That it's easy, or at least easier to repay if you split it up into smaller loans. And interesting, yeah, the interest the first time it will be a bit higher, of course. If you loan 100,000, you get 2,800. If you loan 400, you only need to pay 5,700. So if you do 4 times 2, 8, that's more than 5,700. But you can repay 100,000 easier than you can repay 400,000. So we're gonna split it up a bit. But first, we need a bit more money, because if we do the math on that, we have our garage thing here. We only have the tiny garage in Brussels. That means 1 truck, 1 spot. So I can upgrade this one for 180,000, though we already need 180,000 to upgrade this garage, or to buy a new one. And I think I'm gonna buy a new one. I explained that already in the live stream, I think, or in the previous video. Upgrading this one will give us 2 spots available for 2 drivers that you can hire and put 2 trucks there. If you buy a new one, you will have 3 spots available. So I'm just gonna keep this garage at 1 truck myself for now. I just do transports till I have 20,000, which is the week productivity that this kind of garage needs, and that's easy to get. You can do that with once you are a few levels higher, you can do that with 1 transport or maybe 2, and then you have the week productivity done in like 1 or 2 virtual days, and then you have 5 days left. So I'm gonna buy a new garage, get 2 trucks, so that's 180,000 for the garage. I need about 120,000 for the trucks, times 2, so that's already 420,000. And then you need to hire 2 drivers. That's gonna cost you about 3,000 again. So we need about 430 at least, and we only have 8,000. And meanwhile, we also need to repay the bank almost 3,000. So we need a few transports at least before we can get the garage started. So when I'm gonna put those 2 other drivers, I'm gonna buy the garage in Liège. That also keeps it in Belgium. Then they will get Belgium license plates. And this one is in Brussels, so that those are the 2 only cities available in Belgium in this game. I'm gonna put those 2 in the 3-spot garage. That also means that the week productivity will go up to 150,000. But they are not going to be able to do that. So they're going to start, and the first transport they do, you're going to get like 400, 500 euros from them, and they need 150,000. So what I'm going to do is run the garage here in Brussels, put it as soon as I have 20,000, I'm going to move myself to the 3rd spot in Liège, and I'm going to help those 2 drivers to get the week productivity. And once that's done, I come back to Brussels, and so on. I think it should work like that. 20,000 is easy to get. 140,000, especially in the beginning, they need help. And then later you can expand it to a 5-spot garage, and then the week productivity needs to be 300,000. But if you have higher level drivers, then you can put 5 drivers there. They should be able to make that. But first, you just like yourself, also the drivers that you hire, that you recruit, they need to level up. If you go to the recruitment agency, we have discovered the 2 in Belgium. It's kind of important, I think, depending on the license plate they get. And we have found 1 in Calais. And then you have like a bunch of question marks. Those are all recruitment agencies that we still have to discover. The more you discover, a wider selection of drivers you have. So if I click for instance on the one on in Liège, and you click on hire a driver, we only have 3 available. And the reason for that is we only have 3 recruitment agencies, probably. So we need to find a few more that we will do in the next transports, which we're about to go do. Because these drivers are not even that... well, this one has 3 skill points, so that means she's already level 3 to begin with. This one is level 2. And this one is also level 2. That means they ask more money for a transport, plus also more money for per kilometer. So you don't want to pay them too much in the beginning. So what we need is drivers who are level 1 or so. Like this one is level 3 with a rating of 2.5. Might be interesting, but she's totally on the wrong skills. We need more experience because you want also, just like yourself, you want your drivers to level up as fast as possible, because that's how they're gonna make you the most money. So it might be interesting to get a higher level driver, but not to put the points on this kind of useless thing, because it's long distance, valuable cargo, fragile cargo, and just in time. Those are first 4 points you need of those 4 things. So we need a driver with at least 2 or 3 points on those things already. And then once we hire him, we can sort of guide him. We can tell him which skill points to put where. So that's kind of the idea here. That's for the talking. Only 5 minutes this time, not 15 minutes like in the previous video. And now we are already back up to date. So, job market it is. Let's have a look on the World of Trucks, what we have available. Nothing, apparently. That can't be a good thing. Let's refresh. Nope, nothing available. It also took quite a long time to log in on the World of Trucks. I hope there is a market available to begin with. Oh yeah, there is. So, where are we? We are in Osnabrück. That's kind of where we finished the last time. So I'm gonna click on that town, because otherwise you're gonna get transports all over the place, and then you have to drive for hours to pick up your trailer. That's not the idea. So what we have available, let's have a look. I have selected it on price here this time, because we want to make the most money out of it as possible. Osnabrück to Liège, not that interesting because we already discovered Liège. The second highest is Osnabrück to Frankfurt, 16 tons. We are driving a 4x2, 460 horsepower, should be okay. Anything under 20 tons should be okay. The offer expires in 2 hours, so we are definitely have enough time to get there. And the trip time is 5 hours, so that's fine. Gonna set up FPS on that, on GPS on that one. Why is the transport time? Well, it matters because I have the simulation on. That's why it matters. Just gonna put like the parking lights on. It is past 7 AM, so we're not gonna get fined for not using the lights. So Osnabrück to Frankfurt it will be, and especially in the beginning here. It kind of matters that you pick, well, it doesn't really matter, but it's kind of convenient that you pick cities where you haven't been yet, because then you can find truck dealers and recruitment agencies there. Especially the recruitment agencies kind of matter to get more variety on drivers to select from. So, freight market, this thing says GPS, that's the one we selected and set the GPS on, so just have to click on that and take job. And off we go. That one apparently, okay. I'm gonna put it like that, put camera 4 on. Straight enough. In gameplay I have it on skilled or advanced trailer coupling, and that means that you need to line up pretty straight underneath it, or it will not give you the option to actually attach the trailer. Raising the trailer legs, and off we go. GPS is set. The trailer should be on it now. There we go. 300 kilometers, 5 hours to Frankfurt. Always take in consideration that you're pulling a trailer, so you need to take the turns wider than with a car, obviously. There's a Volvo dealer on the left, but we already discovered that when we came in this city. It's 300 kilometers, so the thing says it's 5 hours. It's sort of based on, yeah, 60 kilometers an hour, sort of. That's more or less the... But of course, if you put the speed limiter up and you go on the highway, and you can gain some time there. Also noted that that angle corner on the left is not really spot on, although I resetted the mirrors yesterday. Cop car behind us. The shocking steering, for those who haven't seen the previous video, that's because, yeah, I play with a keyboard, so you sort of have to tap 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 the key. That's why it looks like it's shocking steering, but I sort of do go by the rules in that way that, like here in Germany, the speed is 80 kilometers an hour maximum for the trucks. So I put the GPS at 84, 85. You can get away with that. Speed cameras will not go up. Police cars will not fine you. If you go 86 or more, they will fine you. We're also gonna repay the bank, I'm assuming. Yeah, it's gonna happen on this trip. Usually at 11:57 in-game time. The bank collects the money. I'm gonna keep on the left lane here for a second. Only this time it's not needed. Sometimes these exits have like a lane on their own, and then you need to be on the left lane to go straight. Sometimes you have situations like this where the exit is just a lane on the side. And of course it's a bit of grinding now, that's because we are low level. It is about driving the truck after all, this game. But there will be a point that you can just drive around in free drive or so, or whatever it is you want to do. Because you don't need to worry about bank or anything, because the drivers that you hired will get you the money in anyway. Let's have a look with this one. 8,400 euros we get for this one. Mine is the 3,000 that we need to pay on the bank, or the 2,800. That of course you can sort of skip by, for instance, putting the fatigue simulation off. That means that you can actually drive for 24 hours. Now you can only drive for 11 hours, then you need to take a 9-hour rest, so that's already 20 hours, and then you can drive so you can drive 15 hours and then need to take a rest for 9 hours. And on my other driver I found out what happens if you don't respect the drive and resting times. So it was like completely in red, I need to take a rest, and I didn't stop because, well, there was not a parking or fuel station available. And so I kept on driving, and at first it starts fining you 160 euros or 140 euros, like 2 or 3 times every 5 minutes or something. And then you sort of nudge off, you're sort of closing your eyes, your screen gets black, you don't know where you're going, and then you open your eyes again, sort of, you get visual again, but then you're somewhere off-road, or you're on the wrong side of the lane, and if there happens to be a car or something, damage to the truck. So not taking the rest if you have the rest simulation on, it's not a good idea. But you will of course want to be driving as long as possible. Like in this case, we have 8 hours and 25 minutes to deliver. It's still a 3-hour drive, so that should be fine. And our next rest stop is within 8 hours. So we probably can even do like a second transport before we need to take a rest. But of course, if you put that rest simulation off, yeah, then or fatigue simulation as it's called in the game settings, then obviously you can drive longer and you can make more money in one day. Might be interesting in the beginning, but yeah, I just play it on full simulation from the beginning. But since we are doing 85, it already adapted the ETA, the estimated time of arrival, because we still have to do 180 kilometers, and it says 2 hours 40 now instead of 3 hours. So it takes in consideration that you're driving faster than the average that they sort of did the math on for you. If you pick up the transport, the estimated time is based on 65 kilometers an hour, which is about 45 miles an hour or so. But once you get driving and you keep on higher speeds, then the ETA will go down faster. But this is a pretty okay transport, I guess. We have 16 tons, so weight-wise there are the cups. As you can see, I'm doing 85, and they're not putting their sirens on, they're not finding me. Although the speed limit is 80. You get away with 85. Not with 86 though. And the cops, they drive, yeah, in each of the countries a different car, just like in real life. Although I think in Germany, at least last time I was there, there were also BMWs on the highway police, but Volkswagen Passat CC in this game. But they kind of adapt itself in France. They drive mostly French brands, Renault, Peugeot, Citroën. In Italy, I was looking around for little Fiats, like Fiat Punto or something, but currently they're driving Alfa Romeo 156. And also traffic itself kinda adapts itself. You saw Mercedes station wagon pass us there, because we are in Germany. You will not see that pass that often if you're in another country. If you go to Czechia, to the Czech Republic, you will see more Skodas. Italy, you will see Fiats and other brands, Italian brands. No Ferraris or so though. There's BMW, 5 Series, Opel Astra. German brands. Seen we are in Germany. "90 kilometers to go." That means we probably have to look out for an exit. Mostly gonna be a highway this trip. Go on the highway in Osnabrück, stay on the highway and go up in Frankfurt. Volkswagen. Also that one, don't see that or those cars that much in if you drive in other countries. But it's we are low level, so yeah, we're also getting pretty easy jobs. Not dealing with long trailers, although you can mess about in the game settings a bit with the length of the trailer. But if you put it too long, you get like, yeah, you get a long trailer, but then there is a short tank on it or something. Doesn't visually look that good. I think I have about slider on about 60% now. Makes it already a bit easier than if you put it at 100%. Which, for instance, on some of the exits on the highway, it's just too long. You cannot even go up the exit then. That crane actually worked on the side there, picking up some trees that were cut down. Frankfurt, that's gotta be our exit. Yep. No, the Volvo does have GPS in game as well, I just saw in the dash. Didn't realize that. Most of the brands don't have a GPS on the lower versions. Once you upgrade it and go to an exclusive interior or something, then they have the so I usually in that case, like it is now, then I use both. I use the navigation system that is sort of on the screen. I put that like on the second zoom, and then the one on the dashboard itself I use on first zoom or third or fourth. Going a bit too fast here, but probably gonna go to 50 here in the city. So what I'm going to do for a second here is break in time. Is do that trip. So I put a checkpoint here that kinda adapts to GPS, and then we will go to past the 2-second marks before we deliver the trailer. We are driving around truck, so in theory the difference with a quick job is that you can go from city to city with the quick jobs. Once you have your own truck, yeah, it's kind of reality. Yeah? You deliver somewhere, in this case in Frankfurt, then you're stuck in Frankfurt, and then you have to go from there. Unless, of course, on a later stage, when you have garages all over the place, or at least on a few crucial points, then you can sort of fast travel, teleport, by moving yourself from garage to garage. Or switching with driver. If there is no room, you can always switch with a driver that is on that garage. If you have a spot available, then you can just move yourself there. We have 5 hours to deliver the trailer, so that little detour here to discover the recruitment agency and the truck dealer will not mess up our schedule. Might do later if we have like full skills on the urgent deliveries, then you really might have to pay attention to the time and don't mess about. There's the recruitment agency that we had to discover. And what do we have here? A dealer of some sort. Iveco, it seems to be. The dealers, finding all the dealers, that's not that important. You just need to find one of each of the brands to be able to buy a truck there. But we, I think we already got all of them. Just need to go to Lille or somewhere where we can find a Scania dealer. I know there's one in Lille, but you can choose your. Oh, I just drove past my entry. Thought it was here. That's not good. Bit lucky with traffic that I could make the U-turn. But yeah, in the beginning you can choose your headquarters, so that means that some people might have their headquarters in Germany. I have mine in Belgium now, and that's the reason why there are dealers all over the place. So they need to have dealers around wherever it is that you pick your headquarters. That's a bit too wide, I think. So, straighten it up a bit. Decoupling. €8,400 coming our way. Continue. Wednesday 12:20. But for some reason it didn't collect at noon yet. I thought it was always at noon. Usually it is at noon when they collect. This time they have found this Iveco dealer here, but it's a combination of both here. On the left you can go in the Iveco dealer and have a look on the dealers. You can also go from the map there. But also this dealer is the repair and tuner shop for this for Frankfurt. Sometimes there are like separate things. Separated spots. So truck maintenance, €142. So we can repair the truck here, and you can also, you can always improve something on your truck. Engine-wise, the next one level 6 and so on. Up to level 16 we need to get the 750 horsepower. Although I don't know. This is okay. 460 Euro 6, the only Euro 6 engine they have for Volvo in this game at the moment. The normal cargo is kinda okay, as you can see. Bar is almost at 100%, so if you do transports under 20 ton, you don't even need to upgrade this, nor the chassis, nor the truck. It will be fine. Bit more powerful engine might be good for the hills and for heavy cargo. But you can do quite a lot with this truck. It's not always the case with the other brands because they have lower engines or something, but this 460 Volvo, it's pretty okay. Gearboxes also here will be others, and also there we probably will need the level 16, which most likely will have more than 12 gears. 12 plus 2 or something, that's the one you need. With retarder, this is 12 with retarder at the moment. The only two available, the normal one and one with retarder. Retarder is always better. Interior standard. I think for Volvo the other one is the V8 or an exclusive. Sometimes you have exclusive and exclusive V8. So that's about that. This is colors. We have picked a logo for our company, so we also put that on the truck. But you can put other stuff on the truck. I have a filter here, the yellow one. Those is DLC, the metallic paint job, and that's because on my other driver. No, that's because you collect. I thought for a second it was about the French event, but it isn't. It's if you connect to the World of Trucks, you get this DLC, the metallic paint things. You get that for free if you connect to the World of Trucks. If you sort of make your account connecting with the online events and such, which we did in the live stream already. Anything changed here? Kinda extra upgrades became available with the things that kind of flashed about here. So there are probably the Titan was available, we put that on. There are a few more bars available, but not the ones that we want. Eventually we want the bigger ones where you can put some horns and some beacons and some lights on. Anything else changed? Yeah, there are some bull bars available. Not that good looking on the Volvo. That one, yeah, is kinda okay. And then you can put some lights on if you want. But yeah, the bull bar itself costs already 3,800. Then you have the lights, 780 or 870, depending on which ones you want. So if you put 5 on Dunzar, that's another 4,000. Not not ideal to mess about with these things in the beginning of the game. It's all gonna cost you money. Same for the this one only costs 1380 though. Let's see what those lights cost. That's not that much. Side marker on the left of on the right, and the other one should be left. And only at this moment only one light available, so you have to put 5 of those on. But those are like not that expensive as the one as with the big lights there. There we go. So 2,000 euros for the bar and the side markers and the lights all together. So that is fine. Let's see, anything else available? Nope, not yet. The mirrors also not available yet in the colors of the car or the chassis thing. Wheels, only the Trailmaster is available. Elemental and the Runner, which are better categories, they are not available yet. Level 5, level 9. And then we have standard, and standard gloss became available now. And nothing else available here. Yeah, Furry Black Edition hub and the wheel nuts. Only the standards are available, and then you will have steel and chrome eventually. Sighting not available yet. We'll have some rubber bands first, and then in the color of the truck, a side skirt. So we're just gonna only change the front bar here. Confirm. Now we come on out of the thing. And then we need to change a few things. You need to press F4, and you need to put on front auxiliaries and roof auxiliaries. If you put lights and front, if you change anything on the truck, come out of the, you always have to do that. For some reason they don't save it automatically. And I'm also gonna change that little mirror there, because that wasn't that good placed. On the other side, yeah, doesn't matter that much because I don't use those. And the seating position is also a bit, gives us a bit more options if we put it at 85. And the seat a bit closer, I guess. Steering wheel a bit higher, bit lower. That will be fine. And maybe the head a bit straighter. That's gonna give a better view. Let's have a look if everything works. So, parking lights on. That works. Normal lights on. That works. And the high beams. That works as well. So, it's fine now. Let's see if anything is available. So we kind of discovered everything. We found the dealer and we found the recruitment agency. In this case, both. Sometimes it's only one of the two in some of the cities, and in smaller cities or towns, sometimes even nothing. But now we already have like Rotterdam. No, we are in Frankfurt. That's what we need. We sort of have a return trip from Frankfurt to Osnabrück. That's the most paying from Frankfurt on. Not that good. 18 ton of chimney systems towards Dortmund. That's kind of the same highway back, but just one exit earlier than Osnabrück. Not that interesting either. Frankfurt to Kassel is more. Let's have a look on Kassel. There is something there. Recruitment agency or okay. Is it still available? Yeah. Offer expires in 1 hour. We are in Frankfurt. It is from Frankfurt starting, so that should be fine. And it's 3 hours, so yeah. gonna finish this video with another transport. So 2 transports which will give us a bit more money. I'm also expecting still the bank to collect our first repayment. And apparently we need to be on the other side of the road. Yep. Freight market, that means you have to stop on this icon. Click on it. Only this is available here, and it gets high value cargo bonus and an important delivery bonus. That's for the just in time, so we're probably gonna get 2 bonuses from it. Although it's not that far of a drive, and that's why it's paying that much money, because we get 2 bonuses on it. The bonuses are already included if you see the offer itself. Camera forward. That will do. Coupling it. 200 kilometers, 3 hours it says, and we have 5 hours before we need to take the next rest stop. That means the driver will probably yawn already once or twice, but that's gonna be convenient though. That's better time management, I guess. Not like we did the first time. 2 hours till the next rest, and we took a 4-hour trip. That's not a good idea. Money-wise, that is. Because then you lose like a couple of hours driving by taking the rest too early. The map is kinda, yeah, as you can see, kinda blocked by these hard walls here and there. Some of them will open if you buy the DLC, or going east or Scandinavia or something, but some of them will always be closed, I guess. Going to the repair shop after a job, that is something, yeah. That's a personal thing. I do the same in the crew. If I have done some job, summit event or whatever, then I automatically repair the cars. I sort of do the same here. I do a few transports, and then before I go offline, I go to a repair shop and repair the truck so that it's 100% ready for the next day or the next time I come online. About 54 we can do here, 53 will do. Quickly set the speed marker on and cruise control, tempomat, whatever you guys call it. Don't want to get any fines now, we need as much money as possible, so that in probably for the next video that will be, can get a loan, can get 2 more trucks, hire some drivers, put them in a garage, let them start. If we have enough weak productivity in our garage, we're gonna move to their garage to help them out. And then we start running. Then we do transport after transport, but so will be the driver, so you're gonna make more money. $180 kilometers. Again, it says 3 hours based on the 60 kilometers, but it's gonna come down faster. See, we can do more speed on the highway. Gonna put it on 84. I have it now, but I have set the increase and decrease on 1 kilometer in the game settings, so I can increase or decrease the cruise control by pressing a button. There you go. 85 it is now. The driving with the keyboard is not that interesting, but all the rest is kinda convenient that you drive with the keyboard. Basically, you map the half the keyboard, so if you play with a controller or a steering wheel, you still need the keyboard to map half of these things that you need. And apparently we already need to go up here. Could be another highway, or it could be going to like a country road. Yeah, then obviously we're not gonna go that fast. It seems fine. It's another highway. If you hear a beeping sound occasionally, that's mostly gonna be downhill. That's the engine brake. I've also set that in the settings on automatic. Otherwise you have to press 3 brakes yourself. You have the brake pedal itself, but especially in hill climbs or mountain roads, yeah, you're gonna lose the air in that brake pedal if you have to brake a lot, and then you need help from the engine brake and the trailer brake. But I have the engine brake on automatic, and if I still need a bit more braking, then I still have the braking pedal, and I can also use the trail brake if needed. Rain probability I have at 0, so normally we should not get rain. But occasionally it might get a little bit darker, like now it was getting a little bit darker there at that point. Although it's 1 PM in game. So probably it was raining. If I would have the rain probability at 50% or something. What's going on here? Traffic slowing down or something? Did they crash? Or just heavy load and you can't pull it up? AI traffic gets involved here. They do get accidents, which means you have to anticipate on that. And those black trucks, black trailer things, that's a cell plan, I think. Those usually are heavy load, and they're always slowing the whole lot down. And then you change lanes, and you probably need to have the exits, by the looks of it. Kassel. So we need to change lanes again. So they kinda try to trick you into going to the wrong lane. By situations like this with the traffic. We can do 80 here. Normally it's only 40 on the exits, but Sometimes you see these road sounds with like speed cameras, radar control or whatever it's called. It depends on the country that you are, but they kinda announce the speed cameras. Of course in their own language. If you're in Italy it will be in Italian and so on. But tunnel, need to put the lights on. If you don't, you'll get fined. That's why I saw the by default have the the parking lights on. Do we need to have the exits? Yeah, probably. Again, traffic truck trying to slow down a bit. You won't overtake him, and then you need to take the next exit. So they are trying to trick you into taking the wrong lane, and then you have a problem, because then you need to do detours for like sometimes over 100 kilometers, if not more. What is going on here? But that's why I kinda, if you're just blind playing by yourself and you're not going into with a team or something, I find the single player mode interesting, more interesting than the multiplayer mode. Multiplayer mode, well, first of all, it's not official, it's a mod, it's a modification which you need to download. And the second problem with it is that there is no traffic. There you can basically do what you want. So you also will not get fines by police cars, because there are none. You will only have speed cameras. And yeah, red lights. If you drive through those you will also get fined, but you can put on the traffic offences. If you put those things off, then you cannot get fines either. And the fatigue simulation is by default off on the multiplayer. There are several servers in the multiplayer, and I believe that like Europe 1 is it's limited. Has a speed limiter to 90 kilometers. The other servers do not. Europe 2 server is a bit of a trolling server, if you ask me. I have been there once, and yeah, there were people driving cars and police cars, and the few that were driving a truck, they were basically there to block you, to ram you, and all that kind of. So that's like, it seems to be like the hackers and troller servers. Because normally you cannot drive a car here, but those guys were driving AI cars and police cars and if I do go to multiplayer, I usually go Europe 3, which is the test trial rules server or something. They don't mess about there. You get reported there for blocking. Your video or your game session will be videoed, recorded, and you will get a warning, and then a second or third time warning. That already means 3 or 4 days offline ban. And if you get like another warning, then you are out for the multiplayer. Then you cannot play anymore in multiplayer for the rest of the year. So that's like a year ban. And that means your account, not your profile. It's not like, oh yeah, but I have several profiles. No, 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 it doesn't work like that. I'm gonna go with camera 2 here. If you look at the last wheel of the trailer, that's normally the best indicator to do the parking job. Might have to go straight once, but then you can just drive backwards, straight line. And once the last wheel of your truck itself is in this zone, the thing goes into green. And that means delivered. And as you can see, we get 3 bonuses. Proficiency for our level, high value cargo bonus, and an urgent delivery bonus. And was it something else? No. It was urgent and it was high value, so. And we also leveled up. That means we need to put up another skill point. But I have noticed, in the previous video I said that you need these 4 because those are also experience bonus giving. If you put rank 2 on this one, it's only a reward bonus from here on. High value, same story, reward bonus. Fragile, also only reward bonus, but I've noticed that in just in time, the rank 3 and 4 and 5 are also about reward. But if you put rank 1, which we already have, it's 20%. But also rank 2 gives a 30% experience bonus, so we need 2 points on the just in time for sure. So that's the first ones we're going to choose. And from then on, long distance mostly I think. And eco driving and these ADRs, chemical goods and stuff, no, we keep that for the last skill points. So apply. And of course there are new upgrades available again. Every time you level up, usually there are. FH16 Classic, that's not our truck, that's the older version of this one. 2009, we have 2012. Side skirts became available. We have the second tires, let's call it that. And some rims and hubs. So not really anything engine wise or so that we need to upgrade immediately. So we have 20,000. If we take 400,000 loan, which still hasn't been repaid, so I guess the first day you don't need to pay, it will only be the second day I'm guessing. Then we have 420,000. That's still a bit sharp to get a new garage or upgrade your garage, to buy new trucks and then hire the drivers. Then you're gonna be around 0 and you have to repay the bank for about 10,000 a day or so until you can start repaying 100,000. That's why I'm also gonna take 4 times 100,000 instead of getting a loan for 400 in one go. Maybe I will have a look at that, but it's not good enough yet. The account balance needs to go up to 50,000 or something, but that will be for the next videos, or maybe even a live stream. Then in a live stream it's easier to get that going and play for 2 hours, 2 hours and a half or so, and then should be able to get the amount high enough to hire their first drivers, get some trucks, expand the garage and so on. We'll see you guys in the next one, and bye for now.